Hi everyone, this is my weekly messages video. I am wanting to share a story today with you all about how I got my puppy and what I learned through the process. And what I've been getting intuitively is that this time is really meant to be going within a lot. And I've been feeling the desire to be quiet and not to be as visible online. Luckily, I have an assistant who has pre-scheduled things, so I don't actually have to be the one that does it all the time. But I have really been taking a deep dive within myself and what matters to me in my life, what's important to me. And, it's funny because I was pulling Oracle cards for myself the other night and I got the card, it's time to be happy now. Choose happy now. You're here for joy. Like your joy helps and heals the world. And I was like, okay, well, what could I do or what could I um, experience now that would bring joy? And I looked up and I saw a picture of a dog on my vision board that I made last year. And it was a golden retriever was the dog. Here comes Stella. She's like, is that my cue? This is the dog that I just got. But the golden retriever was, on the vision board. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to wait for the conditions to be perfect. Let me show you Stella. Here she is. Here's my angel. She is not a golden retriever. She is a hound shepherd mix, and she is the most beautiful, loving, sweet little angel dog in the world. She even has like a heart on her fur. Um, and so this dog on my vision board looked like a golden retriever, so I thought that's what I wanted. And I went online and I looked up, rescue. I wanted a dog that was an adult that was, up for adoption. And I found one. And this dog looked just like the dog on my vision board. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, this is my dog. I'm going to go visit her tomorrow. And as I was going to bed, I heard the name Bella in my mind. And I prayed to my grandmother, my departed grandmother, and asked her to send more love into our home. I just asked her for more love. That was my request. And Belle was my grandmother's dog. So very interesting. My grandmother had a dog named Belle who looked like a hound as well. And Bella was the name that came to me. So I was like, okay, her name is Bella. The next day, I go and pick up my kids, take them to this adoption event, looking for Bella, who was the golden retriever, that I saw that I thought I wanted, and didn't see her anywhere. But as soon as I got to the event, Stella, who was named Tella, which, how funny. Tella was her name. Bella was the name I heard. Stella is what we decided to call her. But Bella, Stella, Tella. So when I saw her, she was the first dog. Well, actually, I noticed her handler first. Her handler was this young woman that had beautiful energy, and she just looked really welcoming and happy. So I walked up to her and I said, what are we supposed to do here? Like, how does this all work? Because I'd never been to an event with that many animals and they were all outside. And I was like, what do we do here? And there's people everywhere. I was a little overwhelmed. So I asked the handler, what do I do? And she said, well, you just walk around and see if there's a dog that, you vibe with or feel a bond with. And then if there is, then you go to that table there and you fill out your name and, you request to adopt them. So as I'm talking to her, Stella is the dog that she's holding. And Stella's just like licking me and all over me. And she was like that with my kids too, like very affectionate right away. And they're like, oh, mom, we love her. And then my daughter said, well, okay, well, let's look around at the other dogs. Like, there's a lot of dogs here. Let's visit the other dogs. So we visit all the other dogs. There must have been like 30 dogs there. And Emily, my daughter, said, Mom, I really think we need to go back to the first dog, which was Tella. And I remember hugging her and just feeling how soft she was and just feeling like, oh, like she just feels like love. And then the handler takes off the Stella's coat and there's a heart on her fur. I mean, there's a like literal heart on her fur. Let me see if you can see it. You see the heart on her fur? So we're like, well, clearly this is our dog. We fill out all the paperwork, we get approved, and we bring her home. And going on these morning walks with her and just exploring my new neighborhood with her, it was so indicative of the time and the phase of life that I'm in right now, of like completely new fresh start and exploration. And this is Stella's my baby, she's one, and exploring the world with her, seeing it through her eyes, like going out on walks and feeling so much peace with that, and feeling the temptation to work less and relax more, and just to like notice like how beautiful the world is. Like, I'm out with Stella and I'm like, wow, I must have said wow like 10 times. Like, it was just so gorgeous the way the pond was and the reflection of the trees. And I took all these pictures, and I was just like in awe, just walking around. And Stella found a new path around the pond, and we got up this bridge, and it was just all so beautiful and so simple and so peaceful. And it's moments like that that I remember, like why we're really here, and we're not here to just to work all the time and to push ourselves, and to not take a break and not rest. So that's the season that I'm in right now, is really going within, reflecting, getting quiet, resting more, seeing the world through my dog's eyes, and just being open to what comes. And I was on my way to take Stella to the vet, and I get a message on Facebook from someone who says, I don't even know how I like got introduced to you, but wanted to know if you're still doing photography because my dog is terminally ill, and I would love to get photos with her. And I would also love an intuitive reading, some kind of a healing session between me and my dog. And I was like, wow. It's like things like this that we can't possibly foresee, that our path takes us in these different directions. And when we choose to surrender and be open and to share our gifts with the world in a way that heals and uplifts others, um, it's amazing where we can be guided and what can come to us. And um, I just felt so grateful for that message, and just that what a celebration. And just the other day I got a message from my other client, and I took high school senior portraits for her daughter, and she said, you've exceeded my expectations, our album is so beautiful, thank you so much. And I was just like, oh, like how special. It's like the beginning of life, celebrating the beginning of life. Her daughter's about to go off for college. Stella, my puppy, she's one. It's the beginning of her life, beginning of our life together. And then this other woman, it's the end of her dog's life, the beginning of the next chapter for her without her dog. So it's just the cycles of life are just so beautiful and so all inspiring. So the message this week is just about to be in, like, looking through the eyes of the dog, looking through the eyes of your child, looking through those eyes of wonder that just notice the world in a different way. So that's what I wanted to share this week. I would love to hear, what you're up to. If you feel called to respond to this email, let me know how this message resonates with you. Where are you in your journey? Whatever you feel called to share, I would love to hear it. And I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.